What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Three Amigos podcast. Anthony Alon here, as always, with Frankie Rodriguez, Chris Langsdorf. How are you guys doing today on this Monday evening?
Feeling a little antsy, feeling a little anxious, and maybe a little bit, I don't know, violent with you. I want to get violent with you.
I want to know why you said with you as always, because Frankie hasn't been here for like 2
Exactly.
months. What are you talking?
You're more than happy and content with me just dying on the side of the road,
Just
hoping I make it.
Wanted him to feel included. That's all.
Every time we hit up Frankie, he's like, just record without me.
Especially if it's like the big Sony, like because like we have a weird schedule. Yeah, and I told you my schedule. We could never make it work. It's fine. So I just, I'd rather I don't want to hold you guys back. I feel like you should talk about your Nintendo, your Sony stuff. You guys are the Sony and Nintendo fanboys. I'm just a simple Microsoft sheep. I'm the failing company that is Microsoft.
Failing. They're failing.
I mean, we can always use the opinions of someone outside of these main companies such as yourself with Microsoft, but we'll save your podcast inclusion for the next Microsoft video.
All right. Have a good night, guys. See you later.
Whenever Halo comes out in like the next 5 years, still working on that.
Literally next
How's
week.
Craig doing? How's Craig? I want to see
Craig's
Craig.
dead. Fuck off.
So we are going to talk today about the Nintendo Direct that was this past Thursday, September 23rd. There was quite a bit to talk about in this Direct, and I do have a list of things in order that I wanted to talk about. The first one, I believe I'm the only one here who cares about it, which is the Monster Hunter DLC that's releasing next year. Try to get you guys
it's coming out in the spring.
Spring or summer.
Gotcha.
Try to get you guys into it, but it's not for everybody. It wasn't for me back in the day, but I'm actually enjoying Monster Hunter Rise and Stories, and I'm just really excited for this DLC because the thing I appreciate about this game is you get so much free content that I'm happy to pay for a big expansion, which could cost what, like $15 to $20 roughly, right?
Probably $20. I think all the Zelda DLCs are like $20. What was that Marvel game we played? Ultimate Alliance. I think the DLC for that was like $20. Yeah, probably 20.
And with all these all the free content we get, it's typically like a new layered armor or new monsters to fight. This one is supposed to be promising new areas, much more new monsters. I'm excited for it. I wish it was a bit sooner, but I don't mind paying the that's how DLC is, right? When you get a lot of free shit and then they say for the much bigger thing we need you to pay for it, but hey, you give us all this free shit, you can play as fucking Akuma for free. So
yeah,
I still haven't unlocked him, but
hey man, look, be happy that game is not made by EA, because none of that. They don't know the meaning of the word free DLC. That's just not even. That's not a thing.
That's not true. I'll give you just quick input. No one cares because it's a small fan base, honestly, in terms of video game community. But EA gives free downloads for the roster updates and patches and a bunch of other stuff for UFC. But that's where it ends. So
how many people even bought the last game? Like 3 people.
I don't even have it, so I'm not gonna say anything.
The devs probably don't even play that game, man. Come on, like. Free for UFC because nobody fucking plays it, so they're like, we'll give it out to the 12 people that are still playing.
People suck; they don't know how to play the game. It's all good. Anyways, moving
on. Is that
on.
franchise still going? Like, did they kill that series, or are they still?
No, it's still going. No, they're probably gonna still go with it.
Oh
yeah. So I guess you guys don't have any other input on Monster Hunter. Which is
fine. Thought, no, look. We're trying to make this an interactive, a healthy discussion, right? Just because you don't play a game doesn't mean you can't say it looks interesting or cool, right? There's not enough hours in the day to get to all this stuff. I thought the trailer looked pretty cool. I also think it's great when games that are successful like Monster Hunter get extended support, because hopefully it means that they'll make another Monster Hunter Rise or whatever they call the next one. Yeah, so that's great.
That new monster they showed was giving me serious Red Eyes Black Dragon vibes.
Yes, that and Game of Thrones. But anytime you throw in a giant looking dragon, I just immediately think of Game of Thrones. What was the name of the DLC? What are they calling it?
Sunbreak.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I thought like that name a lot. I don't know who in the boardroom pitched that. That's a cool name for DLC. Sounds like a finishing move or something. Yeah, it just sounds cool.
They announced some more DLC for Age of Calamity, but if anyone has followed anything on that game, it runs poorly on Switch despite being a Switch exclusive.
No.
Terrible frame rate and everything.
What?
So I don't know if
On
it's
the
gotten better.
Switch?
Yeah.
Terrible frame rate on the Switch. Are you
Yep.
sure? What about the OLED?
Same shit.
No. Wow. What are the odds?
So I'm not a huge Zelda fan. I only like maybe 2 games, one if that, Ocarina of Time, and I don't care about these warrior type games, whether it's Hyrule Warriors, Pirate Warriors, Samurai Warriors, etc. I don't really care for those games. Any thoughts on Hyrule Warriors?
I mean, yeah, again, I don't really play Zelda like that. I like the look of it. Like I like the visual look of like I just like a lot of enemies on screen. I think that stuff always looks cool. Too bad it's stuck on the Switch. So yeah.
I actually have a point similar to that I'll explain later on in the video when I get to a certain topic, but go ahead, Frankie.
No, I got nothing, honestly.
Nothing. All right.
What are you playing right now, Frankie? What you pop in a game? What are you putting on the old TV?
Just multiplayer games to hang out with.
And answer
Ant
that
and-
question for him.
and
Like,
to play with Ant and like
what game? Like what are you?
Rocket League.
Do they are
Black
they
Ops.
releasing like new content for Rocket League?
Yeah, they do season passes, but I don't play it. I just play to hang out and socialize and be competitive-ish. I was on a
Gotcha.
score streak. I was on a streak of scoring goals in Rocket League. I was very surprised because I've been sucking.
You know what they
last
say?
Right.
Uzi go Kurt.
year.
Inside
That is
joke.
what they say.
Little insider. Sorry. Man.
No, that's fine. Are you looking forward to anything? Is there any games coming out that you're like, can't wait for that one?
Oh, of course.
Except Halo. Except Halo. You can't say Halo.
Fuck off. All right.
We know you
Jesus.
like. We know you expect. You're
It's
waiting
not
for Halo.
even that. I'm more excited to play fucking Pokemon again. Like,
okay.
I'm all about it. I mean, Chris knows this because I just opened up fucking like over 50 packs of Pokemon cards, and it was all heat. So I'm all in for Pokemon. Like can't wait to play
on.
Diamond and Pro. I've never been to those regions, as we've talked in the previous podcasts. I've never been like literally. I skipped like a whole decade's worth of Pokemon, jumped into Gen 8, Gen 9, whatever it is, and just had a blast. And now I want more. But this time I get to enjoy it on a quote unquote new console. Am I gonna get the OLED? No. If there's a chance to get it in exchange for it, maybe. But I do like my Switch, and I like the customization that I did for it. So I am looking forward to some games for at least for the Switch. In terms of other consoles, I don't know. Gaming to me has just become. I don't know. It's not as fun for me.
Oh no,
play on
this is
single
the
player.
depressing Frankie stuff where you go on a thing about how video games are boring. All right,
It's
all
not
right.
that boring.
Next thing, Anthony.
Yeah, let's
go to
move
the
on.
next.
This is another thing, another time.
You're gonna go on a thing about how games make you sad now or something.
No, they don't make me sad. I don't
Trying to
enjoy
keep
them
the
as much.
energy up here,
I'm
Francisco.
trying. Jesus,
Well,
man.
I know, Chris, you mentioned in texting during the event that there's a lot of kind of crappy games Nintendo has or something like that.
Well, I just like to roast Nintendo. In all seriousness, I think that it's great that they have such a diverse offering of games, because there are so many games they show that I'm like, I would literally never play that and never be interested in a game like that. But there is someone watching that same footage that is getting really excited. So that's cool.
It's funny because if you go on the Nintendo website and it will say that they have on their eShop, I think over 5,000 games available on the eShop. So there is something for everybody. Adults, children, family. And with that, the next topic is I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this because it's so, for some reason I can't pronounce this thing. Chocobo Racing. which is the
Yeah,
Final
that's
Fantasy
correct.
kart
You kiss
racing.
your mother with that mouth? Excuse you. Choke my what?
Here's my problem with it. And I'm just speculating because, of course, I don't have the game. I don't know what it plays like. Any kart racer you release, whether it's Final Fantasy, Crash Bandicoot, Diddy Kong, I'm just gonna play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
care about
this
the
is
other kart racing games.
this is a Mario Kart reskin. I mean, that's the nicest thing you can say.
The one thing
Right down to
cool-
the boxes. Didn't they even show like, oh,
Damn.
you can hit the boxes and
The-
then
the
you
one
ch-
thing
and then you
cool
get like a power up.
about it is you can do a 64 player race in a like 8x8 elimination style. So like, 8 players in 8 different races simultaneously. So that's cool and all. But again, I'm just gonna play Mario Kart. Plus, we also have some rumors that a new Mario Kart was releasing soon. I don't know if it's true or not, but the Mario Kart we have now is fine. It's pretty great with all the content anyway. So
Yeah, I don't get that. You know those games that like before they even come out or like build up hype, they start referencing how many people can play at once. Like
Mhm.
they're like, oh, 64 player, eight person at a time. Like, are enough people gonna buy the game to fill out multiple 64 person tournaments?
Mhm.
Because like there have been games that come out that like hype that up and then they end up having to fill half the room with bots just so that you can. And then like, so then what was the point if you're just competing against the computer? I don't know. Anytime they like mention how many people can join, I'm like, that's a lot of coordination. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah.
big lobby you got to be
Do
waiting
you
in.
remember Mag from the PS3?
Yeah,
That was what,
that was a
164 player
They're all
lobbies?
back.
256.
256.
256.
Wow.
You realize you need people to buy the game, like in order for that to happen. I just don't understand that any game that like praises high amounts of online people in the game at the same time. Just like,
Yeah.
no offense, man, but you're not. This isn't Call of Duty. This is Chocobo Racing. Like, come on, man. 64 players?
Chocobo.
Are you kidding me?
Choke your boat.
So moving on from there, Kirby is finally getting what looks like a AAA
Last
first party
of Us, yeah.
game. Like
Last of Us Kirby.
like
Yeah.
wow, like I've only seen like reviews of the other Kirby games on the Switch, and that they're saying they're not that good of
Mhm.
Kirby games, and we are finally somewhat seeing some of these old Nintendo mascots getting some more games and more view in the spotlight, because you got a Metroid game comes out in a couple of weeks or less. Kirby's getting a game. Maybe we'll get a Donkey Kong game soon as well. So what were your thoughts on this Kirby trailer?
Well, I'm a little biased because for a very long time I wanted them to do either a full remake or a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, which I think is one of the most underrated GameCube games ever made. And when I first saw that like they were going to do something with Kirby, I saw the city, because Kirby Air Ride was famous for this level that took place in the city, and it was just like a battle royale, run around and different shit would happen. I thought it was a Kirby Air Ride sequel,
Yeah.
but it seems like a cool idea. I mean, I think Kirby is mostly like a side scroller, right?
Yeah.
So this looks like it's going to be
For the
a
most part, yeah.
2D, 3D side scroll. They'll mess around with some of the dimensions on the levels, but if you're a big Kirby fan, I don't see why you wouldn't get super pumped about this.
It's funny because one of my nephews, whenever we play Smash, he's always using Kirby. So I'm guessing he actually likes Kirby. Like, this is basically Kirby Odyssey. That's the vibes I got for it. Kirby Odyssey.
Yeah.
Frankie, you have any thoughts on this Kirby game? If you know anything about it, or
Not entirely. I'm gonna go completely in blind with Kirby. When's the last actual? Can we actually discuss the actually true last Kirby game though, real quick? Like the last, like a real, actual scrolling game revolving Kirby, not Smash or any sort of racing game.
it was either a Game Boy Advance game or I don't think Wii or Wii U had one.
See, that's why I wanted to ask, because I'm pretty sure there's one out for the Switch. Now,
I think there's 2 for the Switch, I think, but I know one of them for sure is like a 4-player, 4-hour
Yeah, that's the
adventure.
one that I'm familiar with. I don't know about
okay.
any of the others.
But I guess to being honest to my question, yeah, I guess you're right. It would be more. I want to say it might have been one for the Wii. I don't know about the Wii U. You might be right. So like it's just to me because like I do enjoy Kirby as a kid. I played 2 games. The 2 games, Nightmare in Dreamland. That one was great. Obviously, that was a old Nintendo game.
Yeah,
But when
that was like a remake of the Game Boy one, right?
most Game Boy Advance games that we got to enjoy as kids were all remakes, or just were like just they were just set out for handheld, like Donkey Kong Country. That was a great
Yep.
fucking game as a kid, playing that shit. So like Kirby was one of my favorite games. That Donkey Kong, Super Mario World 2. I but I see like I haven't played an actual true Kirby game in decades. So I don't know. I didn't really. I wasn't excited for it because I saw like the clip, but I was just like, I just gonna not bother watching the rest because I'm not interested. Nothing's pulling me in from Nintendo. Obviously for obvious reasons, I'm just not that invested in it. Like you guys are, mainly you, Ant. So, but I don't really like. I don't know if we've actually discussed if you're a really big Kirby fan or like how like where'd you rank them in terms of Nintendo characters. For me, Kirby's like top 5, maybe even 3 for some people.
Seriously?
And not for me, but like
I
in
was
some
gonna
people.
say I
I'm
would
gonna
rank
say
Kirby
like
pretty fucking low.
no, I
on
would
the
say I think he'd be pretty high
mascot
in
list.
like in terms of Nintendo. Like I could, it's like Mario, and then you have the characters from Mario, but it's Mario.
Okay, but that's the thing.
Then
Can you only do one character per franchise? Because then that would put Kirby higher up. Otherwise, Kirby
exactly,
would
that's
be
what I'm
behind,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
like so many.
Like you wouldn't put fucking Kirby behind Diddy Kong. Fuck Diddy Kong. Like, like you wouldn't do that. So that's what I'm like trying to
Yeah.
get at. But
Like
yeah, like I feel like it's
Mario,
long overdue. For real.
Zelda. Would you
Oh,
put
yeah.
Kirby ahead of Samus?
Ooh, damn! We should save this. Then we got to table this. We got
Almost
we
rank them. Almost
not-
rank them equal.
Let's
If I'm being
let's
honest.
save this. I just had myself. Let's save this. Let's save it because
Yeah,
like
that's great. All
that's
right.
a good one. That's a great. This is like a good discussion to
Nintendo
have.
Nintendo mascot ranking episode coming at you guys in like 3 more months when we record the next episode.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait for that one.
No, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Um,
That's something more interesting because that's something we've all been exposed to as kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna quickly say before I move on to the next topic, there are about 3 Kirby games on the Switch, and they're all basically like a Smash Bros type of game
That's what I
thing.
thought.
So they're really not.
Thank you for confirming.
Is Kirby 2022?
Yes, I believe it is.
They say the release date. Okay.
Frankie, you might actually have some input on this next announcement. Knights of the Old Republic.
It's
releasing
strange. Okay,
on
I never
Switch.
played it. I don't know why you're asking me.
Because you're like, so as you say, I'm like the main Switch person here. You're my main Star Wars person. You know more about it than I do.
In a way,
So
yeah.
like I figured you would have some input on Star Wars for the Switch. So that's why.
So well, look, it's okay. First of all, if you're gonna buy Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, do not play it on the fucking Switch. Play it on a fucking on an actual console that can give you 4K. Because the whole point of this game, re-releasing or being relaunched or being remastered, whatever you want to call it, is so you can play it on a next gen console, not a Switch where you're maxed out. Maybe 1080p, if that.
Oh, that's
Around 900.
generous. That's yeah, I was gonna say,
exactly.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like you're not buying this to play on a Switch. It's great that it's coming for the Switch. If I don't feel like playing it on my console, yeah, maybe I'll just shovel up the cash and play it on. Because I never got to play it. I never played it. It didn't interest me because I wasn't a role playing MMO guy.
Well,
Especially
it's not
as a
a
young kid.
Well, this one isn't. It's not an MMO.
Yeah, I know. It's just an RPG or role playing game.
Well, so my problem with it is because I have it on my Xbox. I forgot. This is like back from the Xbox One days. I don't remember how I got it, but it's gonna cost $15 on Switch. It's on mobile for like $7, I think.
So you shouldn't do that.
And of course, if you have a PS5, you are gonna get the remake. Is it next year they're releasing the remake, Chris?
Actually, I'm not sure. I think so. Maybe
So
2023. Yeah. Actually, you
I,
know what?
I'm
I'm not even sure if they gave a release date.
so I'm wondering if
Uh,
this is more so for like if you don't have a PS5 and if
or
you don't want to,
PS4
yeah, and if
or
you
an
don't want to play it on your
Xbox.
well, isn't the remake
You're a
only
poor kid and you.
PlayStation exclusive?
Oh, the new one coming out. Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
PS. I think
so if you don't have,
that might be PS. I don't know if that's
I
So
think it's
you're
just
just getting the old
PS5.
So you're just
might
getting
just
the
be
old graphic
I
game.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was a little confused by that PlayStation thing because they made it seem like it was all PS5, but then they did that like a year ago, and then they turned around and they were like, Horizon is gonna be on PS4, God of War is gonna be on PS4. Even what was that game? That shitty game that came out with all those like uh oh my god, that fucking whack ass launch title with the gods or whatever.
Oh,
The
Smite?
those
No.
no, oh, what was that shitty fucking
oh
game? Oh my god.
oh man,
This shows how bad it
I
is.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
um Not Oblivion. It was like something, some dumb fucking name. Like, yeah, and they were all like all the characters looked like Power Ranger villains, and they were like way too shiny. Yeah,
I'm looking it up right now. Godfall.
Godfall. That's coming to PS4. They've
What?
literally like, yeah, they're what do you call it? I guess that's a downgrade. They're downgrading
Yeah.
it to PS4.
Well, I'm
Like,
wondering
how do you
because
make a PS5 launch title? My God. All right, back to Nintendo. Sorry, let me get
well,
it
here's what
off.
I'm wondering about it
Whole
because
thing on
like
PlayStation.
we do know that you know I think the remake of Star Wars will be PS5 only because Wolverine is PS5 only. Spider-Man 2 is
Yeah.
PS5 only. Um, God of War is going to be both, but I think that this Knights of the Old Republic for Switch is if you don't want to play it on your phone and you don't have the other consoles to play it on, or also they've been adding Star Wars games to Switch anyway. Republic Commando, Jedi Knight 1 and
True.
2.
Yeah, I
Pod
forgot
Racer, I
about
think,
that.
is on there now. The pod racing.
Yep.
Yo, that pod
I,
racing game fucking slapped as a kid. I don't care what anyone says. Do not disrespect that game.
I have one of the Jedi Knight ones, and it's garbage. But
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I mean, I have a friend who loves this game. He played it a bunch of times, so he's excited for this and the remake. If you want to play it on your Switch for $15, by all means, if it's there. If you don't, then
Honestly,
you
I'm
don't.
sure you can get it cheaper off Steam. You just play it
I mean,
on.
he has it on his phone. So.
I don't know why you want to do that, but anyways, moving on.
Moving on. This one. So
Uh-oh.
Dying Light Platinum Edition is coming to the
Oh
Switch,
god.
and it's all
Yeah.
DLC,
Moving on.
and it
Yeah.
it looks like shit because it has to be
Yeah.
downgraded.
Yeah.
Dying Light 2 cloud version. Listen, I'm so fucking tired of these
Oh
cloud
my
games. They don't
god.
fucking work. They do not
Get
fucking
used
work.
to it, man. This is get used to it, bro.
Hitman
This is
Cloud
it.
doesn't work. Control Cloud doesn't work. Resident Evil 7 Cloud is only available on the Japan eShop, and it doesn't work unless you are like unless you have like Bill Gates level of internet. Shit's not gonna work.
I
I get
mean,
why
yeah.
they want people to play this game who don't have those other consoles, but just play Dying Light on the other consoles. You can buy Dying Light Platinum for PS4 and Xbox for like $30 or
Yeah.
less with everything.
Yeah. Also, you probably could have played it a while ago if you had any of
Yeah,
those systems. So,
exactly. If you guys have
so
any
what's
thoughts
up
on that?
next?
Next,
We can skip right over this shit. Who
um,
cares? Dying Light on Switch? Are you kidding me?
this one was interesting in some parts and not so in others, and that's just me being biased. Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis coming to the online. I
Oh,
I personally don't give a shit about Sega Genesis or Sega in general.
We know.
I never really cared. But N64, a couple of things I want to talk about that, but I'll let you guys give your thoughts first, and then
yeah.
I'll oh, we have 10 minutes left
All right.
on this recording.
Well, what else did we have to talk about? Bayonetta?
There's a few things we can just skip some of these. But Bayonetta was one, Mario movie was another. Did have a quick thing about the Castlevania collection, but
Oh my
we
god,
could,
the Mario movie.
we could just do a quick recording on that separately.
okay. So
I was
N64.
yeah, I there was really only one thing I was looking for. from this trailer. Well, first of all, I was hoping that it was going to be Game Boy stuff instead, but I don't know if they're going to add to this service, and I really hope they do, because if they do, I might get it. Pokemon Stadium. I can't believe that was
shit.
not part of this. I was
Okay.
waiting watching this trailer. I was like, please tell me one of the Pokemon Stadium games is going to be on this, because that might be worth it. You know, it's cool for like, what was it, Zelda? I think Metroid is one of them. No, is Metroid on there? I can't remember what they showed.
No, it's
I know they showed Zelda. They showed a few
Mario
other things.
64, Mario Tennis.
That's right.
Mario
Yeah.
Kart, and Ocarina of Time with Majora's Mask releasing later. But it's funny you did mention Stadium, because they are putting the first Pokemon Snap on the service, but no Stadium, which was weird.
That's a missed opportunity. I don't know what goes into this. Like, I don't know how they decide what games to, but like, I can't believe Pokemon Stadium isn't, but unless they're holding some stuff off to like, 6 months from now to like hype it up again, like, oh, subscribe, like they're gonna do like Game Pass, like similar to what Game Pass does, where they announce what's coming to Game Pass. Unless they're gonna do that, why wouldn't you want Pokemon Stadium to launch with this service?
Right.
That's so insane to me. Yeah,
Even that
that's all.
you add Mario 64 to the service, but you also released it in the limited release.
Just release that
triple
game.
pack.
They just released. Yeah, I don't get it.
There's one game I do want to see. I don't know how popular it is. It's called Gauntlet Legends. It's like a 4-player co-op with like knights and wizards and shit like that. I played it as a kid. I enjoyed it. So
yeah, I hope they add to this service, because if they do, then I think it'll be more interesting. I'm a little bit, I don't know. They didn't mention the price, and that makes me a little nervous. Because if it was $25, I feel like they would have said it was $25. And instead they didn't say anything. So
they're saving that for the announcement in October. And they are going to sell the 2 controllers $50 a piece, both wireless. Just play it on your controller that you already have. Why drop the 50 for an N64 controller?
Okay, but that Nintendo 64 controller, the nostalgia, that from collecting, I could see wanting to have that just in like sealed up box. That should look kind of cool.
So the problem with that is, they sell it on their website for online subscribers, and it is like limit one per I think it's limit one per person per account. So if you can get it in the short amount of time that they will have it, cool. If you don't,
people are gonna collect it. I think a lot of people are gonna collect it. I think they're not even gonna use it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna move on to a quick note, because you did mention if they were gonna add Game Boy stuff to the online service. And that's why I wanted to bring in the Castlevania collection, because 3 of those games are Game Boy Advance games. And it does give me hope that if we don't get Game Boy Advance to the online service, we would at least still get Game Boy Advance games ported over, because we're also getting Advance Wars 1 and 2 ported over to Switch next year, I think. And those are Game Boy Advance games. So I want to see more Game Boy Advance games, maybe the Legacy of Goku trilogy.
If they ported over like the Mega Man Battle Network games, or like Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green, oh my god!
Because one of the Mega Man collections on Switch is a DS collection, so they can totally do the Game Boy Advance ones.
Those were so good. I was gonna say, I forgot who mentioned it. I think maybe it was Spawnwave, but he said the reason they didn't mention the price, or I think it was him, but it might have been someone else, was that they might be experimenting with trying to get closer to what PlayStation Plus, and I guess like whatever Xbox Gold used to cost, like like that $60 a year price point, that they're gonna try to get like, because why, if it was $25, they would have said, oh, and it's only $5 more per month. It seems like it's going to be like 40 or 50, because Nintendo values their old games very highly. So I think, if they're like, oh, you get to play this, this, and this, except it's going to cost, double what you're paying now, which, I mean, if you're into those games, is probably a good deal, to be honest. Like, you don't have to buy any of them separately. Like, you just get them all in a collection. So But I think they are going to experiment with a more expensive online price.
Yeah, so hopefully we do get some more. The Mario movie, all I've seen is people are really not. I don't know if they're just either joking or they're just not happy with the casting for it. More specifically, Chris Pratt as Mario seems to be the problem.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I don't.
Nintendo's just having fun, man. They just want to make a Mario movie. Me and Frankie were talking about this earlier, but like they have so many properties that they don't do anything with aside from games that they totally could. And like, look, okay, at least it's not live action, right? Like it's an animated movie, so this isn't like Nintendo is completely deaf to what happened all those years ago with John Leguizamo. Like they're doing an animated one. Maybe it's gonna be bad, but like
I demand him to be in the movie. I don't give a fuck. I want him to be in the movie. I think
to do a cameo at least. I need him to do a cameo.
Yeah. I am excited for certain characters like Seth Rogen being in it because he's one of my favorite actors, and
yeah, that's gonna be
Jack
funny.
Black to be Bowser.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Some of that casting was Charlie Day as Luigi. I gotta hear that. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Who was Princess Peach? Who did they get?
I'm not familiar with her.
The girl from the chess thing.
Oh yeah, Ann Taylor-Joy, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be. When they announced her casting, I thought it was gonna be live action.
Yeah,
because I was like, well, she looks like Princess Peach. Like, no, all right, they're doing animated. Cool, whatever. Yeah.
Quick intermission here.
Intermission.
All right, we are back from that intermission to talk about. Are we just jumping right into Bayonetta 3 to talk about Bayonetta?
Yeah, I mean, we could go back. You can like edit around some of this, and we could go back and talk about the Mario movie if you want.
Do you have any? Yeah, we could,
if you can't edit it, just leave it in a folder.
I mean, I probably could. It's just I think it's more so of do I want to? But I mean, we could just talk about whatever anyway.
Do you want this to make it sound good, or do you want to make it sound like we're a complete idiots?
Amazing. This was Anthony. Anthony's the one who's like, when are we recording? When are we recording? And then as soon as we do, you're like, all right, I don't want to fucking do the intro. I don't want to have to edit any of this shit. Like, you are because
some editing when you depending on how the conversation went, it just makes the editing hard to make it sound good. But either way, I don't really have much.
You think I had to do, and I still made it sound like fucking amazing. Oh my god,
so many episodes.
Anyway, I don't have much to say about the movie other than Keegan is playing Toad, right?
Yes, the cast is amazing. Do you think they should have gone all in and done live action?
No.
I kind of wanted to see them try again. I was kind of hoping they were going to be like, you know what? Fuck the haters. We're doing a sequel. Chris Pratt is going to do an offensive Italian accent for the whole movie. Oh man. Yeah.
I say only because I love the studio that's making the movie because of they made Despicable Me and the Minions, and I just can't see a live action working, especially after the last one we got all those years ago.
Okay, but see, that's what people are comparing it to. If you go back with superhero movies and compare what we have now to what they used to be, that's a huge leap. So I don't think it's crazy to say that they could have tried live action. I just don't think it would work because
I would think a live action Mario would take a bigger leap than what the superhero movies took.
Nintendo's got the money, right? They can borrow some money from Pokemon. Pokemon's raking in like $1 billion a year.
So you want to see like Mario or Chris Pratt in a fat suit?
I want to see how they would have done Bowser. I want to see because Jack Black is game. He's game. He would have put on whatever dumb outfit they wanted him to do. Like he would have done it. So and Keegan is Toad. Come on, you don't want to see a live action version of that. All right.
I don't know how I feel about I'm not a big fan of Charlie Day, so I don't know how I feel about him as Luigi.
What do you want? What have you seen him in?
He was in the first Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
And wasn't he in Horrible Bosses?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hated him in that movie.
Have
Sorry.
Have you seen him in the show that he's been on for 15 years?
No, I
Okay.
never watched it.
Well,
That's what
maybe
he's saying.
maybe you're not the judge of Charlie Day and how good of an actor he is. You know,
That's fine. That's just my opinion. I do
you
want
hate
to
everyone
see.
though, man.
So what? I do
Your
want to
opinion
see,
doesn't
and
matter.
I know it's not going to happen, but I want to see Fury Bowser.
Mm,
It's not going to happen, but I want to see Fury Bowser.
I don't know, man. We don't know what the movie's about. You know,
That's true because it comes out next December, 2022.
no Christmas.
I'm not familiar with the actress playing Peach. Unless I'm not familiar with her. I don't think I've seen her.
I'm
her
pretty sure
anything.
you don't. Yeah, I don't think you are.
Yeah, she's more of like a more recent like breakthrough in acting.
Gotcha.
She
I
was
forget. She was in Witch.
She was in what?
Witch. Remember Witch? The Witch.
The Witch.
What the
Remember
hell's that?
the one that took in like place in New England, like back in the.
Oh,
That's her.
yeah. She was also in that movie called Thoroughbreds, where she like, oh, I don't want to spoil the ending.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
whoops to the one person listening to this that might watch Thoroughbreds. Oh, damn it, he spoiled it, asshole.
Also, she was in uh, X-Men.
She was an X-Men?
The the latest one, the last one that
What is-
took
what is-
forever to come out.
Who was she in?
Which
I
last
didn't,
one? The New Mutants or the Phoenix one?
The New Mutants.
dude,
I
I,
didn't-
oh,
I didn't
oh,
see
she
it.
was in, wait, she was?
Yep. Yup.
Wow. R.I.P.
But here's a question though. Do you think if this movie is successful, which it probably will be,
100%.
do
It's
you
gonna make $1
do you
billion. It's
think
Mario.
it opens the door for other Nintendo franchises to make their own movies? Except Pokemon excluded because we have so many Pokemon movies. But
Well, we already got
Zelda,
a live action
Metroid,
one, so
yeah.
there's already a sequel coming. So
So will we see a Zelda movie? Will we see a Metroid movie?
well, we're supposed to be getting a Zelda series from Amazon.
Yeah, isn't there supposed to be like a Zelda show on
yeah.
Netflix?
No, I think
Just
it's
watch Witcher.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Just watch Witcher instead.
Dude, they should. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they should. I mean, I think the Mario movie, it's Mario, and it's animated, and it's coming out during Christmas of next year. Like, instant $1 billion, unless there's like a new
Yeah.
Avengers movie next year for some reason. Yeah, I don't see. I mean, if you are gonna like dip your toe in the water, Mario's a great like mascot to do it with, but I would assume that they're gonna use this to make way more. They're gonna try to delve into the world of
Okay, so
TV and film.
apparently, Legend of Zelda TV show was canceled by Netflix because Netflix leaked their plans? Question mark.
Interesting.
All right, so maybe we'll get at least a movie now.
Well, what you can always do is when the Mario movie comes out, you can buy the Lego Mario movie set that launches alongside the movie.
Oh, and you can get the special Mario amiibo to watch the second half
Oh,
of the movie is
fuck
going to be
that.
locked behind that amiibo for $34.99.
Fucking
We're not
amiibos,
going to make
man.
enough of them. Yeah. I see where it's going. Yeah.
Oh man. Was there anything else in this event that I didn't talk about that we can get into quickly?
I'm kind of bummed that Pokemon didn't show up at all.
Yeah, but you know how they are. They want to keep it for them for a separate event.
Yeah.
Actually, here's what I'm hoping. I know it's not gonna happen because it is like it's supposed to be like a straight up remake of the originals Diamond and Pearl. But I was watching a top 10 list of like strongest legendaries or whatever, and they showed Mega Rayquaza, and I'm like, I would really love to see Mega Evolution return in this game, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I really want Megas to return.
I don't have the same connection to everybody like creams themselves over Mega Evolution. I didn't care. It was the Dynamax was the same thing. Like Gigantamax was the same thing. That was Mega Evolution. I don't understand what people who acted like it wasn't this. It changed the form of the Pokemon to a stronger. That's the same thing. I don't get this hard on that people have for Mega Evolution. God,
because some of their designs was cool, and some Pokemon that should have got one didn't even get one.
Yeah.
Like how do you introduce it in the Kalos region, but your Kalos starters don't get a Mega Evolution?
Yeah.
Biggest slap in the face.
Those starters all sucked anyway, though. So
Hey! Respect Greninja. Respect Greninja.
Besides Greninja,
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
stuff.
Greninja. All right, they got one right. What
Chestnut
the
was
other one?
okay. Chestnut was
Fennekin and
alright.
Chestnut. Oh my god, give me a break, please. We're not. No, we're not here to talk about Chestnut. God, you can delete those two final evolutions from the creative. We don't have to know that those ever even happened. Chestnut and Fennekin. It was a fox with big baggy fur pants and a stick in its head. Right? No, it took the stick out because it became a wizard.
It was a fox for Professor McGonagall. That's basically what it was.
Oh man, I love Pokemon, but I really want to be in the room when they're designing some of these evolution lines.
Wait, watch when they design a chair that evolves into a dining set. that evolves into a dining room.
Don't give them any ideas, Anthony. They already have a teapot evolution line. They have evolutions based on lamps. Don't give them ideas, okay? This is dangerous stuff.
What if they do like a Hershey kiss that evolves into a whole Hershey bar?
A full-size chocolate bar.
Oh chocolate tuna. Kiss.
Oh man. So right. I guess we can jump into the main
course.
Bayonetta 3.
It's real.
Just gonna mute myself for this one for you guys. Have at it.
They said forget about it. They said stop thinking about it, and it's here.
So you remember when you said it's stuck on Switch and it would look better on other consoles?
Yes.
I forgot to send you this article from the guy, Hideki Kamiya, the guy who directed the game. He had some responses about why it's not on other consoles. And the first response was understandable, which was, Nintendo came in to save them when they were about to die as a gaming company, because we wouldn't have got Bayonetta 2 without Nintendo putting money into it.
No, it's true. It's true.
So I agree with that part about, if it wasn't for Nintendo, we wouldn't have these games. But then he goes and says, if you want to play this game, go buy a Switch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of dickish. Like, not everyone can afford a Switch. And I understand, they're not going to port it to other consoles because Nintendo doesn't want it to go to other consoles. And he said Nintendo gets the final say on where it goes. But I've always spoken about how this guy, and some people try to defend him. I'm like, this guy's kind of a dick from the stuff he said in the past. He's kind of a dick,
I mean, no, well, what I was getting at more was like, yeah, it's great that Nintendo stepped in and cut them a check to keep the studio alive. The game would look better on better hardware. I mean, it just would. When the trailer came out, I mean, I'm excited. I also can't sit here and act like it didn't look like an old game. Like it looked old.
Yeah.
And it's coming out in like a few months. Like it's coming out, next year. So that could be December, but I would assume like summer, unless they have some Mario or Zelda game coming out.
I would probably say summer, yeah.
It looked old.
I did notice a couple of things. Frankie might actually like to hear about this couple of things as well. Number one, there is more of these kaiju style fights. Monster Hunter Rise did it. You had Kong versus Donkey Kong came out how many months ago now? So in this game, it looks like you are going to have that as well. I do like that these monsters that she summons, you can get a better visualization of them, because in the past it was really hard to really look at, really understand the design of these characters, these monsters.
Yeah.
So it does look more clear. But that mascot dog that they showed in the beginning of the trailer is from Astro Chain. So there's some rumors or theories that they might include some type of shared universe of Astro Chain and Bayonetta. So I figured Frankie might have some thoughts on that, since he played Astro Chain as well.
I don't know. I feel like I get the vibes are in different worlds and universes. I don't know. That doesn't work for me.
I will say this: the trailer when they showed the gameplay, it didn't have the same Bayonetta vibe as the first two games. It did have more of a Astro Chain vibe with the graphics and the lighting and the textures and stuff like that. So it could happen.
It yeah. It I never I know that this is kind of controversial. They covered her up a lot. They
Right.
covered her up a lot. And I always looked at the first Bayonetta game as like this strong, like sexy woman, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just like this badass fighter who like she just like embraces who she is. And I know that they got a lot of backlash because her hair was her clothes and it would come off during special moves and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I always looked at that more as empowering. Like we don't how many other female like led action games like that even are there? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Bayonetta is a badass. So, but
Yeah.
whatever. I guess they got backlash and covered her up, and she doesn't do naked hair finishing moves
Well,
anymore.
I'm wondering if they didn't show it only because this direct did have a lot of other kid-friendly stuff as well.
I don't. Yeah, I
Um,
wonder. But they covered her up
maybe.
more in the second game as well. Like that, they started to tone it down.
Right.
Um,
And it's funny because Nintendo isn't to blame for that because when I was looking up on when they were getting bought by Nintendo to make the game, and they wanted to put like the Princess Peach outfit and the Princess Daisy outfit, and they said to Nintendo, you know, we want to be as respectful as we can, so we want your input on how we should make these costumes. And it said, do whatever the fuck you want. We don't care how it looks. It can be sexy as hell. We don't care. And
yeah.
so Nintendo clearly is fine with them adding this type of style to Bayonetta, even when they use those costumes from the other games. So I'm wondering why it's different this time. There was also a rumor that the original actress isn't playing Bayonetta this time. There was like a tweet where somebody said, "Oh, I can't picture Bayonetta without you as the voice," and she's like, "You might have to."
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like maybe the actress who, if they did change actresses, maybe she was like, "Look, I'm not too fond of this outfit," but why would they care? They probably just recast her for someone else then, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm
I got.
excited. I'm
Yeah. I don't know.
excited, you know?
I just didn't. I never understood that. Like she wasn't like Bayonetta just kicked ass. She wasn't like having sex with everything in order to
Right.
like beat
Damn.
the game. Like because the way that backlash all like first felt was like oh you're objectifying her. It's like it's okay for a woman to like think she's really hot and like just kick ass all the time. Like it
Right.
doesn't. Not everything needs to be like you're disrespectful. I don't know. It bothered me, but I guess they got what they wanted. I don't know. She has a lot of clothes on in this game, so hopefully people will be happy now.
The one thing I
Uh,
always hated about these games is some of the cutscenes can be really cringy. And I just,
yeah,
you know, but I mean it's all about the action, the gameplay, the combat. That's what I'm really because the second one especially had so many cool weapons, so many crazy combos. There's even stuff I'm finding on like YouTube and Reddit that I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Like I don't know how to do this shit. And so I'm excited to see what new weapons or what returning weapons. um I was hoping that I think in the original teaser her guns were black, or I thought they were. I was hoping they were gonna be black this time, but whatever, just a small complaint about me. But um I'm just excited to see more about it. I'm sure we'll get more by early next year on like another trailer and some more gameplay. um and if anyone hasn't played them on Switch, you can get them both on Switch in one pack. I mean, it's still $60 if you find it, but you get two games for the price of one.
yeah. I was back. I think I picked that up at the beginning of quarantine, or like when COVID was first
Right.
happening,
Mhm.
and I was able to get the double pack for like $30. I think it was on
Oh
sale,
wow,
which
shit.
is crazy because it's like you're literally getting two full length of like the
Yeah.
best action games ever made. And I was playing the first one, and like the controls took a little getting used to, just like the dodge buttons and the timing windows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But those game like that game is awesome. Like the first Bayonetta, and when I get to the second one, I've heard it's even better. Yeah. But also worth noting, I appreciate one that they called themselves out for taking so much time to get uh like to get any extra news on the game. Like when as soon as she shows up, she's like, sorry, I'm late.
Right.
Um,
Or she has a
but
habit of showing up fashionably late.
yeah,
Mhm.
but it was also great that they showed a lot of gameplay. Like, so the
Yeah.
game can't possibly be that far off because they clearly had at least a section of a level to show. They could have just shown a trailer, like a couple of,
Right.
oh, here's 2 seconds of gameplay. Like what was that Saints Row where they showed like 19 seconds of total gameplay? Like,
Right.
at least you saw some combos, you saw a boss fight. So it looks like they're pretty far along. Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait. Switch OLED drops in a few days or so, and I canceled mine. So
It's a mistake,
Yeah.
man. It's a mistake. What are you doing?
did I ever tell you
What's
why I
happening?
canceled it, Frankie?
They weren't gonna have that many at your place. I don't know.
No, mine was already
Yeah.
pre-ordered. Mine was mostly paid off. I just I didn't really see. I was looking at my Switch and I was like, I don't really take mine out as it is anyway. And if I do, it goes straight from my place to my mother's place and it stays in my bag. So like, there was no point in dropping the money for a better looking screen that honestly my Switch is mostly docked anyway. So like I originally pre-ordered it because I wanted to keep my Switch at home because I can't, if I lose or damage that one, I can't buy that one again. But then I was like, yeah, fuck it. I don't want to pay them for a not pro system.
Yeah, it's the same system. The same. So I feel like that's, they're still fooling people who think that
Yep.
there's gonna be you know what it is? I feel like there's some people who still are convinced that when they take it out of the box and they set it up, that it's actually gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. It's gonna
Right.
play exactly the same. It's the same definition on the screen, docked and undocked.
Because I've seen
Same
some videos
system.
of it already, and when you're playing handheld, yes, the screen is a bit nicer to look at. But one of the things people thought would be different is after the update on the Switch, there is an option to update your dock, and people are like, "Oh, what does that mean? What could happen?" First of all, if I remember correctly, I think there was always an update dock option. Secondly, it's probably just to update it to improve the Ethernet port, or hey, since you have an Ethernet port, you need to update your dock to be compatible with the Ethernet port. Um, People think they're gonna see voice chat. They're not. Even in the OLED trailer, the guy's using voice chat on his phone. They're not gonna put voice chat. They most likely won't put messaging on the Switch. You're just paying for a nicer looking screen and a better kickstand.
Yep.
Which in my video on why I canceled, I actually showed my kick. It's like an accessory I bought that you can use as a kickstand. It's much better anyway. And you can't charge the OLED watts in tabletop mode, but the accessory I have, you can. So suck it, Nintendo.
Yeah, take that, Nintendo, says the guy who buys all of your stuff.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
suck my dick, Nintendo.
Oh boy.
This man who can't stop buying Nintendo products. Yeah, you showed them, Anthony. Take that. Take that.
See, they got me with some of the other stuff, but they ultimately lost in the battle of me buying an OLED.
Damn right. All I did was pre-order it, pay it off 90%, and then change my mind.
Yep.
Suck it, Nintendo. You didn't get me.
Even
Almost
like-
got me, but you didn't get me.
Even like the person on YouTube who commented was like, "Oh, that's a loss for you." And I'm like, "How's that a loss for me?" Like,
No.
You get your money back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I explained why I didn't want it. Like, how's that a loss for me? Then somebody wrote to me. He was like, "Oh, I'll buy it off of you for more money." And I was like, "Did you not just hear the part where I said I canceled?
What?
Not I'm going to cancel. I canceled. I don't even know who the fuck you is or where you are. Why would I sell you?"
Crazy, dude. You
How
could
about-
have I don't get that.
I was hoping we would see. I know that's if it's true. We still don't know if it's true or not. The GTA remakes or remasters, whatever you want to call them. They said end of October, early November. I really don't think it's happening. I really don't think it's true. I really don't.
I guess not. I mean,
I
I
want
feel
it
like
to
if it
be,
was,
but
they would have said something sooner rather than later because they were getting the fuck roasted out of them for that horrible PS5 trailer. So I guess they don't have any new GTA stuff to show us.
So it's like,
yeah,
I don't think it's real. But if it is, hey, prove me wrong, please, because I would like to play those on the go again on my Switch and with updated everything or whatever But I think that's all for today's episode. Unless you guys have any last minute things to mention.
Nope.
no.
Take it away. Take us home, man.
All right, so this was another long-awaited episode of the Three Amigos podcast.
Watching this.
Anthony Olan here with Frankie and Chris,
As
and we will,
always.
as always, and we will catch, as always, with some exceptions, and we will see you
Ouch.
guys on the next one.
Yeah, suck it, Nintendo.
Fuck you, kids.